AdamandJP.com.
Right now.
Exploring the multiverse of pop culture.
This is Podcasserole.
An Adam and JP show.
Well, hello.
Oh, wait.
Welcome to Podcasserole.
It is warm.
It is it's a little warm.
Yeah.
You know,
We've had it worse.
Like in a sweat box.
It's like a sensory deprivation take. That's what it's like.
Is that what this is like?
Yeah. Anytime we start the show, I feel like a stand-up comedian. I've got to adjust the mic. Why I don't do it before we start, I don't know.
Well, you don't know how it's going to feel until you're going.
It has to be right. I think it's how the stand-up comics do it.
Hey, who's celebrating a birthday tonight?
Yeah, adjusting your mic and,
So,
getting your stool and your water bottle ready. Water bottle.
anybody ever taken an Uber? Show of hands, by applause, who's taking an Uber? A lot of Uber drivers in here.
I've I drive for Lyft.
Sorry, I was going to pick up my mic.
Pretty
Actually,
heavy.
do a routine.
A little heavy. I do drive for Lyft.
What's the deal in Lyft and Uber?
Took a guy just last night to his first strip club experience. And I told you how far the ride was. What is that, 20, 25 miles? At least 25 minutes.
From where you picked them up
Right, yeah.
to this establishment.
Gentleman's establishment.
This house of ill repute. Well, I guess it's not. Well,
And the whole time-
some might say it is.
It's his first time there ever. We're talking about it. And I'm pretty sure he's nervous farting the whole time.
Yeah.
The first one or two pops, I thought it was like a patch of a sewer spot,
And how old did you say you thought he was?
I asked him. He's 23.
20. But will he live to see 24? The way things are going, I don't know.
You can't say 24 and I don't know. It doesn't rhyme. You got to say 24. I don't know. That's the rhyme.
Sorry.
I didn't make it up.
Don't blame me. I didn't write Gangsta's Paradise.
But yeah, I think he was nervous popcorn farting the whole time. I mean, they were bad.
Why was he going? First of all, well.
Yeah, what kind of question is that?
I know why he was going. Why was he going by himself?
No, he's meeting friends there.
So they say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. When I dropped him off, he met them.
Uh-huh.
And it was,
Hold on a second. I think I have just the Friday song for this.
Oh, yeah, please.
For the story. You ready?
Is it verbal tea?
No, it's not verbal tea.
Okay.
Welcome to the stage, Candy.
Pretty sure any gentleman's club past 91 doesn't play this song anymore. It's just me, though. Maybe not all the classic Bill Murray comedies, this kind of stuff was on, but
It's retro night. It's retro night here at the Candy Stripper.
Candy Stripper. I love this song.
Oh, continue your story.
Oh, yeah. He's popcorn farting the whole time. He's nervous. I'm trying to, get him not so nervous. Talking to him about things and asking his age. And he's made his whole life story. He's been adopted at the age of 11. He and his 4 siblings. I have this whole life story. I'm trying to open him up here. And by the time I drop him off, I think he's ready to become a man. I think he's ready for it.
Is that what it takes?
I mean, for some people, I think it's one thing or the other, and that was his other. Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, maybe this is a. Can I play this song?
No, probably not.
Well, I think this is probably more appropriate.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. I do hate this song so much. Man, I hate this song. That's a terrible voice.
Okay. Well, I'll have to try to find another one.
Well, no, the first one's good. Rat was good. End with Rat.
Leave him with Rat.
You're good, yeah. But I felt bad for him. I talked him up to get his spirits high. He meets his friends on the curb there. I drop him off, and he's trying to, he has his vape juice in one hand. He's got God knows what in a bag in the other.
His vape juice.
Yeah, he was vaping the whole time.
Oh,
and
wow.
he gets out.
You allow that in your car?
Yeah, he asked before, and it goes away. As soon as they leave, it's gone. Is the song more fitting?
I don't know.
So he gets out. He's trying to be cool. He opens the door. And I guess the angle of the car was at a weird spot, and the door gets stuck on the curb.
Oh, your door?
Yeah, it's fine. Like there was no. I checked afterwards. No marking. Can't tell it happened.
At
but
the club?
At the spot. Yeah, in the club. Yeah, but he's trying to be all cool. He's got his vape. He's like, "Hey guys." Oh God, I'm so sorry. I'm like, it's fine. It's fine. It was weird from the get go. So
Did he at least give you a good tip?
no tip. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
After all of this?
I know. Yeah, I thought so too.
Was it his first time in
It
a?
was his very first time. Yeah.
In a car service?
Yeah, well, at least in Lyft, it told me it was. When it's a first-time rider, it'll tell you. Make sure to make it very special for him. It's weird because I got pinged from Olivia. I go pick up Olivia, and it's not. It's Big Rob.
Well, first of all, I wouldn't have picked him up.
That is the Lyft standard is not to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not too bright.
And then you end up having to go.
I'm not saying not too bright, but in the heat of the moment, you don't go over rules like
I've got that song too.
Oh, no. You don't go over rules like that. Just a few days ago, I had a guy. I shouldn't say it. He had bad stuff in my car. I didn't know until he left my car. I saw him with it. I was like, ooh, shouldn't have picked him up.
Like, yeah, because
Yeah.
as I've learned from many hours of live PD,
Yeah.
if you get pulled over,
Oh, it's all, yeah.
you're responsible for
Yeah.
whatever's in that
Well,
car.
it wasn't bad. It was an open container. Yeah.
Still.
I know, yeah. I had no idea. I picked him up. I drive to him, put my blinkers on. He gets in the back seat. We're talking cool.
Yeah.
I take him to his house, and he's hobbling in with an open beer bottle. I'm like, hell.
Yeah. It's not good.
No, I mean, of course, he smelled like a bar, but 80% of people do when they get in.
Welcome to our new podcast, Beer Bottles and Vape Juice, where Adam just tells us
Yeah.
Lyft stories.
There are all kinds, but those are my favorite ones so far, this week at least.
My favorite is the one where the girls made you read.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Was that 50 Shades of Grey?
Uh-huh.
Totally forgot about that.
But you got a good tip out of that
I
one.
did, yeah.
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 Hey, you're basically just selling yourself.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Of course, yeah. Of course I am. No, I mean, it's all about the business.
How do you feel about that?
It's me or a strip club. We're all making that money.
Got to get the dollar,
Yeah,
yo.
yeah. I like it. You should try. Like one night. You can. It takes 10 minutes to sign up. Do it for one night. It's fun. It's to have
In my
conversations.
car?
Which yeah, you have a nice fancy one now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's not lie on the podcast.
Well, it's perfect for lifting. It's good gas mileage.
Is it?
Spacious. Yeah.
I mean, could I lift in that?
without a doubt. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Why not?
I don't know.
You don't have to have like a. It's not. You're not asking for a Lincoln Continental.
Do I have to go to East Nashville?
Wherever they ping you. Mm-hmm. That's what's beautiful. So it's wherever the wind takes you. I started in Franklin last night. I wound up in Smyrna, if you know where the local Tennessee area is. Yeah.
Did I ever tell you stories about when I was a fill-in courier? I have.
A little bit, I think. Yeah. Yeah.
I just had to drive basically all over Middle Tennessee one day. It was like that. Like I pick up in Franklin, then I
Yeah.
pick up in Smyrna, which we're using towns
Yeah.
close to us that if you don't know the geography, it means nothing to you. But yeah,
Far away.
this was long before Lyft and Uber.
Yeah.
The internet was still new.
Yeah. Do it. Do one night of it. Get
Lyft
yourself
one night?
a sensory deprivation tank and go lifting. Okay, man. It's fun. The first few times are scary, very nerve-wracking. Don't know what to do, but after a while it becomes natural.
You don't know what to do. You stop the car, they get in, you go where they want to go.
Yeah, but do you talk? Do you not talk? Do you? The communication is very because some people do not want to talk to you.
I think I would just ask them, like in a friendly way. Hey, we talking? We not talking? All right.
That's why to make it awkward. You got to be quiet at first, and you kind of read them.
What if
If they want to talk, they'll start talking first, and you kind of go back with it.
they get in the car? Who's celebrating a birthday tonight?
Going to a funeral. Okay, then.
Okay. By
Do it though.
applause.
Do it. Do some lift.
But, well, I mean, do you have to specify how many can be in your car at once?
No, I mean that's a lift rule. I mean up to 4 can be in there.
Then my car might not work.
You can do 3 in the back seat. Yeah, it's a sedan. I mean, have you seen it's the same size as my car, the white one, the Ford.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Unless it's like a hatchback, every car is meant to have 3 normal sized people in the back seat.
Yeah. My mama don't like a whole lot of people in the car.
But yeah, up to 5.
It's a Friday joke, if you remember Friday.
Oh yeah, up to 5. I've had open containers. I've had kids with no car seats in there. All kinds of fun stuff.
Any pot?
I'm sure.
Any weed?
I'm sure in their pockets. I'm almost positive. I've had breakups in the back seat.
Any Molly?
I've had breakups. I've had makeups.
Breakups in the back
Yeah,
seat?
I told you about the breakups back there.
No,
yeah.
you didn't.
Yeah. I'll give it to you. It's kind of they go on a religious rant. So hang with me. I'm only quoting.
Oh, I'm going to just sit back and listen to this.
I'm only quoting what they said. So I picked them up on Broadway in downtown Nashville. Even if you're not from there, you should know that classic, trashy honky-tonk strip on Broadway. Picked them up there, and then the swarm of people. They get in two different side doors, both drunk. The male, the boyfriend of the scenario, is kind of in a good mood still. The female, not so much. I can tell just by her vibes. She's not feeling it. And I'm totally in silence, letting him talk it out in the back seat. I drive about 5-10 miles down the road. Come to find out that at the club they're at, he was grinding up on some other woman. She didn't like that. His girlfriend in the back seat. He tells her it meant nothing. It was only for a party, only for a good time. He's like, I swear to God, it meant nothing. She says, you don't even believe in God? He said, it doesn't matter. I'm Jewish. I believe in Jesus. And then the girlfriend says, yeah, but you killed him.
What?
And he's like, oh, whatever. And they slammed doors, and then that was it. I don't even know. Yeah.
So the girl was Mel Gibson in drag?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Like they're both kind of totally wrong.
Yeah. That's what I witnessed, yeah.
You don't even believe in God. It's okay. I'm Jewish.
Yeah. It's okay. I'm Jewish. I'm chosen. Yeah, but you killed him.
I believe in Jesus. Yeah, but the difference is you don't believe that. Oh, never mind. See, that's why I can't do it, because I could not fight the urge to correct.
You got to be quiet.
Okay, look, I know you guys are breaking up. Whatever. I really don't care about that.
You've got to take it in. And so they got out before their lift was even done. I'm like, okay, there we go. Works for me. It was at a red light. Like, we were still a few miles out, and they just both got out of the car.
Like a random red light?
Yeah.
Or was it still downtown?
It was, I believe, on Church Street. You know where that is? Kind of,
Church Street,
a few miles off of Broadway there.
Close to Printer's Alley?
It was more down the other spot, like the nicer church, if there was a nicer church.
Yeah.
We're a few miles down, so that happened.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know that I have the temperament.
Do it. Do one night. I think you'll enjoy
What if
it.
somebody throws up?
Awesome. $150. I would love for someone to throw it back there.
No.
That would be great.
It's not worth $150 to clean that up.
What I clean daily is nothing compared to adults throw up. For $150, I'll do that any time.
No.
That's not so bad, man.
Nope.
And I think that's everyone's big fear, but it's never happened. And they give you Lyft. I have a whole stack of Lyft vomit bags in my car at all times. I do. They have Lyft on the side, and you just throw up. It's like a big cylindrical tube.
Yeah, but they're going to miss that.
I've had hundreds of rides and not one throw up yet.
Do you remember the last time you went to me? We went together to Louisville Arcade Expo.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, that Saturday night, there was the kid. I had to help him. Like, he was a young kid. I had to help him find his room. Like, he was just wandering lost. Do you remember this story?
I think so, yeah.
And the reason why he was out is because he was trying to find the laundry place because he had thrown up in the Uber and his clothes were in the laundry.
Wow.
But then he got lost trying to find his room.
Yeah.
And so I had to help him find his room.
Wow.
Like he was just like near tears.
But $150 for a throw up?
No.
Bring on the vomit.
Nope. And like his friends had gotten mad at him.
Yeah.
Because he'd thrown up.
Yeah.
And it cost them extra.
Yeah.
It's the same. Probably Uber is probably
I would imagine so, yeah. I would think so. Yeah. But yeah, hundreds of rides, not one throw up. And when it happens, awesome.
But your night's done.
Yeah, but I mean, still $150. That's nice, man. I'll take it.
For a night?
$150, yeah. Because I only do like 3 or 4 hour stops.
Yeah, but you're probably doing more than 150, right?
Not for 3 or 4 hours. I'm not making $50 an hour. If that's the case, I'd be doing that 8 hours a day.
Yeah,
that's a lot of money. Yeah,
but don't the weekends it cost more?
It really depends. Especially in Nashville, it's like a cluster. Like if you go to the Bellevue area outside of Nashville, it's the exact same as a Monday at 2 p.m.
Really?
But if you go like Broadway when it's kicking down there, that's when it costs more.
Right.
Yeah.
Because someone was telling me they took an Uber. Again, I'm going to use geographical terms that you can look this up on Google Maps if you really want to know the mileage.
Get to know.
But New Year's Eve, they Ubered from Nashville to Murfreesboro, and it was like $500.
That makes sense. New Year's Eve. I mean, it's where it starts. It's where the pickup happens. Is where the actual big thing is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was like a $500 pickup?
It makes sense. Yeah, if it's that far, because they pick you up New Year's Eve, that much down there, that much necessary.
Yeah.
And it's a multiplier to it. So if it would have been usually,
Well, it's like playing a slot machine. You hit the times 10 multiplier.
They tell you beforehand like how much it'll be.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Wow. $500.
Yeah.
Wouldn't a cab be cheaper at that point?
Without a doubt. Yeah. Without a doubt.
Uh-huh.
I think. I've never done cabs too much. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. But I hear like even during the, once again local, the Pilgrimage Festival, I think last year someone had like a $220 Lyft ride just for a few miles.
Yeah.
Because it was so slow and took so long to get out of there.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah.
That could have been you.
I could have been. I would love that. I would love
making
that.
money.
Yeah.
Instead, you had to see Justin Timberlake.
Well worth it.
Was it?
Yeah. I was a fan.
CJT?
Yeah, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Is it a once-in-a-lifetime
How many
opportunity
times
in Nashville?
I've never seen a Super Bowl halftime performer. For me, that's a new thing. That's a big deal to me.
But you've seen him before.
No, I never have.
Yeah, you have.
JT, that's in sync. That's different. Never seen
How
JT.
different is it?
I've never seen JT. NSYNC was
You saw him with the good songs.
It was pre-JT, good solo hits,
Yeah.
good singles. Mm-hmm. Lift one time, do it.
Lionel Richie's part of the Pilgrimage Festival this year.
Oh, yeah. You mean the Commodores?
I think just Lionel.
See, the same thing. You can't say I've seen the Commodores. I don't need Lionel Richie anymore. He can still take the Richie.
But Lionel Richie was the Commodores.
I guess so. I mean, Justin Timberlake was in sync.
Hey.
It's true.
What's that? I can't.
Exactly. You can't even do it.
Can I name the members of NSYNC?
No, I could, but you couldn't. You weren't that in tune.
Joey Fatone.
Okay.
Chris Kirkpatrick.
There you go.
Lance Bass.
Okay.
Justin Timberlake.
Uh-huh.
JC Chavez.
Close.
What is his last name?
Chazé.
Chazé.
Every letter except for one, right?
Chavez. I tried to
Yeah.
made him Guatemalan.
Close enough. There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah. That's good.
Can't name a Backstreet Boy.
Not
Nick
one?
Carter. Nick Carter. Was he in the Backstreet Boys?
Yeah.
Nick Carter.
You can't name one.
Well, name one.
Yeah. I know all their first names. I'm not go their last names. The Backstreet Boys.
What's their first names?
Brian, Kevin,
Yeah,
Howie.
I have no idea what you're on.
You know AJ McLean. You know him.
Oh, AJ McLean?
Yeah, sure.
McLean?
Yes, yeah.
AJ McLean?
Yeah. I would say he is the leader, I would think. He's, of course, done the whole giving up on life and doing country music now.
I thought Nick Carter was the leader.
I don't think so. I think AJ was more the guy. He was the dancer and usually up front and had the stronger voice. Nick may have been the more, I don't know, attractive, cuter one, I guess. I'm giving air quotes you can't see.
Does Nick Carter have a brother?
Aaron, yeah.
Aaron Carter.
Yeah.
And he's the one that recently apologized for being... Is that Aaron Carter?
They did what?
Like went on social media and made a video. And,
Probably so. He's in rough shape now. He's kind of cracked out and neck tattoos and things.
yeah, that's him. That's who I'm
Yeah.
thinking of. I saw Nick Carter at Fanboy Expo.
Really? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So was Joey Fatone there again?
No, it was...
The year I was there, they had some NSYNC people. So now they're on the Backstreet Boys.
No, the Backstreet Boys.
Okay.
Yeah. I was really looking forward to... do you know the movie Fire in the Sky?
Yeah.
Travis Walton wrote the book where he was abducted by a UFO. And then they made the movie out of it back in the 90s. Travis Walton was supposed to be at Fanboy Expo.
Oh, he wasn't?
Apparently he missed his flight.
Wow.
Then he got a flight, but then missed the other flight. I don't know.
Wow.
So my understanding is, unless a UFO is involved, Travis Walton is not getting on board. Because I was going to try to interview him. I had some questions
Yeah.
about being abducted by aliens.
Don't skeptic him. Don't do
What?
that. You're going to
They would
skeptic.
have been.
You're going to skeptic him
Do
right
you
to
think
his face.
I would have not been fair? Have I not been fair to every guest that I am skeptical about what they're presenting to us?
Yeah, it's a loaded. Yeah, sure. Sure, you would be.
Yeah,
With like an underlying.
So these
After every answer you gave, you would think.
aliens.
Yes.
Interesting,
But
Travis.
you and I believe there are aliens out there. Have to be aliens out there. But whenever someone says they've encountered aliens, you call BS on them.
No,
How does that work?
That is
out?
not true. That is not true. I
How
have
does
a
that
very
work?
open mind.
If I came to you and not crazily, like actually 100% legitimately told you I had an encounter, would you believe me? You probably wouldn't, would you? Like if I was totally serious, like 100% serious. I was emotional, gave you amazing details. Would you believe me at all?
Sensory deprivation.
No, I'm serious.
3
would
words.
You? Would you? You wouldn't believe me?
I would believe you.
If your wife told you, would you believe her?
We're ready to believe you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would believe. Yes.
Yeah. So it's the
In
fact.
my heart, I will believe you.
It's the fact that there's strangers telling you these stories.
No.
You don't know their character itself.
I will believe that you believe that happened. But I would try to figure out what actually happened.
But I
Just
think
like when we went out, I mean, the ghost thing that we play over and over here
Yeah.
on here, we tell that story out at the cemetery with me in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
All that happened. I think there's a rational explanation.
I think we've spoken before that we pretty much believe aliens are out there. The fact that, I mean, they may not be in this galaxy,
Yes.
but something else living is out there.
I do believe that. But when I say life exists outside of our solar system, it could be fungi.
Right.
I'm not
So you
saying,
think we are the smartest things in existence?
I don't
of
know.
all- yeah.
I don't
But
know.
it's
That's the debate, isn't
kind
it?
of impossible. I mean, religious or scientifically. It's got
I mean, it is possible we are the oldest
Yeah.
and the
It's
most
possible.
advanced.
I think very, very, very highly unlikely, but possible.
Well, we don't know where the universe began.
Yeah.
What if we're at the beginning of the universe?
I just think no matter which way you look at it, religious or scientifically, it's something out there. Religiously, why would a god create this earth and have so many solar systems and galaxies and just one little speck put life on one? And scientifically, with the just everything out there. Odds are something else is out there.
Well, from a religious standpoint, I mean, to have faith, whether you phrase it this way or not, you have a belief in the supernatural. Because, well, just using Christianity as an example, by believing in Christianity and believing the stories from the Bible, you have to believe in supernatural events.
Yeah, for sure.
Because there's plenty of supernatural events that happen in the Bible.
Yeah.
I mean, Easter
Right.
is a supernatural event.
Ding ding.
So, yeah, I think, once you accept that, you can easily open your mind, your religious mind, to believing other things like dinosaurs.
Yeah. That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So not until you see it yourself would you believe in aliens existing. And I say aliens as in actual beings with thoughts and minds and flying spaceships that come here to visit.
from another solar system.
Yeah.
Well, no, I can't believe
let us
that
be
until
known.
I see it.
Right. Let it be known I'm not a hardcore alien person, but I'm pretty sure
Did
they're
you
out
have an experience you'd like
No,
to share with
no,
us?
I'm just like I've always been pretty sure they're out there. I mean, I can't. My brain can't fathom them not being out there.
Look,
that's where I am.
and here's what I think has happened, too.
Yeah.
I think, especially with the onset of the internet 20 plus years ago, every alien abduction sounds the same. The aliens, their description are the same. If you sit me down and said, hey, I want you to tell me the story of when you were abducted by aliens and what it was like and what they look like, I could tell you a really convincing story based on everything I've heard and read. So I think there's a little bit of that happening. And I think, when you start, and this goes deep into like psychoses and, making up things in your head to make up for a bad childhood or whatever reason. I think, and I'm just going to throw a number out, 96% of alien encounter stories are not true.
Wow. Way to kill the party.
Yeah. But that leaves a small percentage that could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skeptic JP up in here.
Well, hey, okay. What's the number one area for alien activity in this country for the last 60 years?
It'd be the Roswell area, correct? Yeah.
Roswell, New Mexico, Area 51,
Right.
which we know officially exists. Didn't they finally say it officially exists now?
Yeah.
Like it shows up on maps now, right? Well, that was a top secret government Air Force base where they tested, planes and jets and the Blackbird.
Blackbird, yeah.
The Blackbird was tested at Area 51 for 20 years before anyone knew it existed. The stealth fighter, the stealth bomber, all tested at Area 51 before it was revealed to the public they exist. So if it's 1974 and you just happen to see a Blackbird jet fly over, what would you think it is?
Well, that explains that, but like your Fire in the Sky guy, he has his friends knew he disappeared for a certain amount of time. No one knew where he was, came back, these stories. And, without a doubt, people like you and some even more so are ridiculing him for the past.
No. Ridicule is not the word I would use.
But
I would say
there are people that are ridiculing him for the past.
yes, there are people who ridicule him. I am not one of those
past
people.
few decades. And he seems to be staying strong on what he said. Like, I don't know.
Even though he went on a game show, not to tell the truth, what was it where they hooked you up to a lie detector?
Oh, I don't know. Never saw that.
And then they asked you questions.
Yeah.
And for each, you don't know the results of your lie detector. So you give the answer. And then that is true. That is false. Oh, what was the name of that game show?
I never saw that.
He was on that show. And even past questions about the abduction, up until the very last question.
Yeah.
Were you abducted by aliens on whatever the date was? Yes. That answer is false.
Well, they can't use that in a court of law. It's not legit. You know this.
I'm just saying.
He could have, during those questions, thought of a bad childhood time. Almost drowning in a pool at the age of 8. Like, and his heart starts racing.
You could make the argument that he was abducted but doesn't remember it because, and if he really doesn't remember it, then that could lead him to fill in the gaps with not necessarily the truth, and then that tricked or flipped the lie detector.
Keep in mind, I'm not saying he was abducted. I'm not saying anyone was abducted. I just think there are aliens out there. I don't know if we'll see them in 1,000 years.
I believe
There's something out there.
I believe there is life outside of our solar system.
Okay, yeah. That's all I'm trying to say.
I don't know what that life is. And if it is a sentient being, then come on down. Come on down to Omeleteville.
I am sad that things we won't see in the future. I'm sad we'll die out before that happens.
Maybe not.
No, I mean like 1,000 years from now. It makes you think what things will be like. Will there be music? Brands that we know and love and run the world, like a Disney or a Starbucks. So they won't be here in 1,000 years. Like
You don't
right now,
know that.
It's impossible, man. Think about the difference of life from now to 1,000 years ago, how much it's changed because of technology. Imagine the stuff that we'll be doing then we don't even have an idea and a concept of now. People live, I mean, the job I do wasn't even a possibility 30 years ago. It wasn't a possibility. Not possible. And now it's my main way of income.
Right.
It's crazy to think. The things in 1,000 years that will exist, we have no idea what even happens. It's crazy.
Well, I mean, we'll have a historical record.
Maybe.
What do you think's going to happen?
You know,
A nuclear holocaust?
we'd be so lucky.
What? Have you been having visions?
No, I'm just
What did you see in that sensory deprivation tank?
I just think in 1,000 years, things will be drastically different.
Do you think we'll even be here? Well, I know we won't be here.
Yeah.
Well, you might not.
I forgot the frozen head there.
I'm planning on freezing my brain.
Yeah. I don't think it'll still be around in 1,000 years. I don't think so. This is not like a Jimmy Swaggart Bible thumping moment. It's like a logical, I don't think we'll be here in 1,000 years. I don't think so.
Like you think, well, I mean, yeah, do you think it's like a religious thing?
No. I don't
like
think
the
so.
rapture?
I mean, some could say that, but I don't think so. I think it's just
Is it Thanos?
only half of us in that
The
point.
snap.
Oh, the snap, yeah. Did you hear that today they announced that animals were affected as well?
Really?
They asked Kevin Feige about that, and he said, yes, every living being on Earth or in the galaxy, every living being, even animals.
Are there any MCU animals that we care about?
Isn't Cosmo the dog? Is he still around, or did he die?
Well, Cosmo was, that was in Guardians.
Yeah. Like Howard the Duck, is he still around? It's kind of a half. But yeah, 1,000 years, we're done. We're toast. You think we'll be here in 1,000 years?
I'd like to think humanity's still around 1,000
Yeah.
years from now. We were around 1,000 years ago,
Right. But it's pretty bare bones.
so we continue to advance.
Yeah. I just think things have gotten a lot worse. I think they'll keep getting worse. You don't think so?
You really think things have gotten worse than 1,000 years ago?
Yeah, I think so. The reason things weren't as bad is because technology wouldn't allow us to hate others as much. We hated people around us. Now we hate the whole world.
So you just killed whoever you came into contact with 1,000 years ago.
Because it was territorial.
Yeah.
Didn't know how big the world was. Now we know, and we're doing Space Force and crap like that.
We communicated in a series of grunts and ticks.
Yeah, like our biggest armies were armadas on wooden ships on a pond, and now we're doing Space Force to man the airwaves. I mean, it's not a good sign.
I mean, I think we've evolved. Don't you think we've evolved?
That doesn't mean better. Evolving's not always better, man.
I think it is better.
I don't. That's mighty optimistic of you.
I mean, think about lifespan alone.
Yeah.
1,000 years ago, you'd be dead by now.
Right. Yeah.
Now you're not even halfway through.
Knock on wood.
We guess. We assume.
Right. When I was 12 years old, I had so by that meaning, I should be right at my halfway of my life point. 12 years old, I'm in my bedroom. I asked the Ouija board with a friend of mine, my death age. I said I would be 67. I'll never forget it.
Wow.
So right now I'm 33 and a half. I'm right there. It's been a good halfway mark.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder how far along I am.
I don't know. Ouija tells me 67. I'm down for that.
I was having a conversation with someone the other day, and it's funny that I'm about to just interrupted you to tell you the story.
Oh, I'm done.
We were talking about conversation, and I said, yeah, I actually try to pay attention more in conversation than I used to. And he said, why? And I said, I try to make more eye contact than I used to and actually listen to what people are saying. And he said, what made you decide to be in the present during conversations? I said, one day I realized that it's very possible I have less conversations in front of me than I've had behind me. I should probably start paying attention.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we don't know.
Yeah. That's
But
deep.
it's possible.
Yeah.
So, or I could just be halfway through. But that last 20 years or so,
Yeah.
I'm not going to remember. I'm not going to be present. So really, I got about 30 years of good conversation left in me.
We can hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, maybe.
Best case scenario.
Best case scenario.
Yeah.
Well, best case scenario would be like I got 40, 50
Yeah.
years of good conversation left.
That's a good case scenario. Good 90-year-old conversation. Back in my day.
It can happen.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Look at Dick Van Dyke.
Yeah. Look
He's
at George Burns before he died. He was good.
Yeah,
He was.
that's true.
It's the Scotch whiskey and a cigar a day.
The secret to life.
Let's go a wee bit morbid. Back to that idea. Even if you don't believe it happens, let's make you happy and say 20,000 years in the future,
I die.
the world ends.
Okay.
How does that happen? You don't have to get specific, but is that by man, aka some crazy? I mean, think about 200 years ago, the idea of a bomb didn't exist, and now every country fears every country for a major nuclear bomb. So in 50,000 years, it's very possible a bomb is created that could wipe out the world. So would it be a man-made thing? Would it be a nature thing? What do you think it would happen in 50,000 years if the world ends? How would it happen? And even if you go the religious route, if you want to, there still has to be something, something.
I believe
Yeah.
that assured destruction is a great deterrent
Yeah.
from anyone hitting a button. Because it is assured destruction. It doesn't matter what nuclear nation you're talking about. Russia versus U.S. I mean, that's all the Cold War was about. North Korea, India, Israel.
You don't see a possible dictator one day to have his scientists create this bomb, or if blank invades blank, he will press this button and wipe out the whole world? You don't see that happening?
Well, I mean, you have to look at well, you're saying if a weapon is developed at that point, and they have that.
Yeah.
I mean, that is certainly a possibility. That's not what I think. I think that whenever the Earth does end, it will be an asteroid,
Something from space, yeah. Makes sense.
super volcano.
Yeah. And even then, like when we say the world ending, like many times there's been mass extinctions, but never obliteration. I don't think there's anything powerful enough for that to happen. We'll see. You know what I mean? Like even dinosaurs extinction, every mass extinction wipes out a major population of that, sometimes even a whole species, but the planet keeps evolving, thriving, rebuilds again every time.
Yeah. So
it makes you wonder.
The real curious question is, and by nature we couldn't be around to see this, what is the dominant species like next?
Yeah.
If the dominant species was dinosaur at one point.
Yeah. And now it's us. Imagine we told them, like, hey, 50 billion years from now, the things that take your place, 6 feet tall, most of them are pudgy, watch a lot of Jerry Springer. They're like, what? Think about that. That's evolving to you.
Dun, 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 dun. Wow, I didn't know you're so down on mankind.
No.
I think I've had an influence on you over the years.
It's down on mankind. I just know it's going to happen soon. Not soon, but a few thousand years. We're a few thousand years out. I mean, the scientists, the reliable scientists, are saying the sun is coming closer and closer. Call that what you want, be it climate change, whatever, but the sun is getting more dangerous to us as humans. That's just a fact. And that's over the last few hundred years. Imagine in 10,000 years, it's going to be right there. And that won't be good unless we evolve to be able to withstand, 200 degrees Fahrenheit summers. Who knows? It's
possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I would be curious to see. I tend to think that the next dominant species, thousands and thousands of years from now, if there is a mass extinction event, and then a new dominant species takes over the Earth and roams the Earth, it will be some sort of biomechanical
Oh, wow.
hybrid.
Some droids, huh?
Yeah. I think
Assimilation.
I think that's probably the evolution we're headed to.
Yeah.
I think when you think of the last wave of evolution, where are we headed? We're headed more in a technologically advanced society, what we like to think we are. So the next logical step would be some sort of biomechanical being.
This is slightly related, but slightly not. And it's kind of old news by now, but the 12 Thai soccer players, the young boys that were caught in the cave, rescued just a few hours ago, and their coach as well. Before the rescue happened, though, one of their last lines of defense, the Thai officials contacted Elon Musk and asked him. He said he had some ideas. Give him a few days to get those plans together. He's Iron Man. He's Tony Stark.
He really is.
It's crazy when these we have worldwide problems and they're like,
Who should we call?
Let's call one man to save it. And he's like, I'm on it.
I really wish he would
great.
make an iron suit.
He could, he could. Without a doubt, he could. It'd be awesome.
Did they use his ideas?
No,
or
but-
they went with the SEALs,
yeah,
the
it happened,
buddy
yeah.
dives, right?
Right, yeah.
That's what they did.
So I'm not sure. I heard multiple ideas of how it was going to work, so I'm not sure which one they went with. But they had some crazy stuff for actual trainers to go into there and like for 2 weeks teach the boys how to properly scuba dive. Some ideas were to drug the children and kind of put them in a bag with a mask on them because it was a 5-hour dive. Once you got in there with the boys, it was 5 hours to come out to surface. Yeah.
Wow.
5-hour scuba dive.
So that's why they did 2.
Yeah.
And they could only do a few at a time.
Right, yeah. So I don't know if they drugged them like they planned to. I don't know what happened. But those boys were scuba diving theoretically for 5 hours at a time.
With Navy SEALs.
Right, yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Well, not U.S. Navy
Yeah,
SEALs.
yeah. Imagine like a 5-hour road trip's pretty long. But
Yeah.
5 hours in a dark cave, that's going to give those kids some problems. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what they'll never do in their life?
Go to a cave again?
Sensory deprivation.
That's probably true as well. I think I'm good.
So we're doing the complete works of Stephen King.
We are.
We're going to go through this TV stuff.
Yeah.
We're not doing the books.
Right, yeah.
If
Only
you
on
don't
film.
know, Stephen King has written a lot of books.
But yeah. But done quite a few pictures.
Yeah. Yes, he has done some pictures. He directed one picture.
He did
in
direct a
particular.
picture.
So what we're going to do is we're going to come back and we're going to go through the miniseries first, not TV out,
Right.
and then quickly go through his films.
Be exciting.
So it's the complete book to film works
Yeah.
of Stephen King.
Let's do it.
Before we do that,
Yeah.
the day this comes out,
Uh-huh.
we're going to be on another show tomorrow.
Right.
So if you're listening to this on the Friday it's released,
Yeah.
you need to tune in to blameyourbrother.tv.
There you go.
Is that right?
That is right.
Yes.
So blameyourbrother.tv is the actual YouTube site. You can see this live stream of the show we'll be on, or you can check out bybpod.com. It's the podcast Blame Your Brother. They're celebrating the 100th episode of their show.
Which is actually going on probably tonight.
Right, yeah.
If
So
it's 24 hours.
Friday, 8 p.m. Central until Saturday, 8 p.m. Central, I do believe. You and I will be on Saturday at 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock, back-to-back like that.
Are we going to be on together or back to back?
I would imagine back-to-back. If
Yeah.
it's just us for 2 hours, that could get old.
Yeah. Could it?
I think so.
Not to me.
And it's 5 people. It's a 5-person podcast for 2 hours straight.
Oh, I could just sit out.
Yeah, we'll do back-to-back.
Okay.
It's easier that way, right?
Whatever you say.
But yeah, it's a 24-hour live stream. It's pretty cool.
And what charity is this for?
I don't think it's for charity.
Oh, never mind then.
For their own pockets.
We'll take that.
It's a 501c.
We'll take that part out.
Theirownpockets.com.
So join us for the first world 24-hour stream tomorrow.
No, it's a celebration. I don't think donations are being taken. It's just kind of a fun thing.
Right.
And props. We've spoken to that, but man, that's going to be so.
Do we get free T-shirts?
I don't think so.
Do we get free anything?
I don't think. I mean, maybe water. No.
Why did you sign me up for this?
Well, you-
Water.
But 24 hours, you'd give out a lot of free things.
That's true.
A lot of free things.
So that will be
though.
fun.
But we're on hour 17 and hour 18.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah. That's like the like I said before. That's like if you remember the Jerry Lewis Labor Day telethons.
Right.
It's like Jerry started getting angry
Yeah.
when he'd look at the tally board.
Right.
When it's quite as high as he wanted it to be.
I'd recommend when you come in at 3 o'clock to bring. I want to bring something.
Yeah, I'm going to bring a super soaker.
Like a pep in this, like a topic or a game or a physical something like something, because they're gonna have so many people there that haven't podcasts that are presented before, and they're just gonna show up and just want to be talked to. I think 16, 17, 18 hours in, they want to be talked to. You know what I mean? I can only imagine that what your mind's gonna be
I
like.
should have a line of
how many
questions
hours.
ready.
Do it, yeah.
Such
Like,
as,
interview them.
what would you say is the best night's sleep you've ever gotten?
Yeah. Why would you ask that? Just because.
Well, because I'll be tired.
Stuff like that. I got you. Like someone has to pee, here's the running water. I got you.
yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
They said no break, like as far as nap breaks. They said that in the last episode because I think we spoke of that. You said they would take shifts and go. They said at all times, all three of them are there, minus maybe a lunch, which will be on camera, and restroom breaks, which will not. It's 24 hours straight.
So what you're saying is they are forsaking the smart way to do this
I think they're playing by the rules.
to try to prove a point
Yeah.
that in the end is kind of regardless.
Nah, that's a feat to do that for 24 hours. That's crazy.
That's true. And you do get the, hey, you remember that time we almost killed ourselves? I remember that.
I can't imagine what the voice will be like. Not only 24 hours, but 6 hours in.
Yeah.
Sometimes after, straight talking, 3 hours or so, it gets a little
What if
horsey.
they lose their voice?
I guess they'll be just there doing the old Bob Dylan writing on the board. Like that, I guess.
Oh, because it is being live streamed.
Yeah.
A video
It's actual video as well. Yeah, so bybpod.com. You can look at the actual website. But blameyourbrother.tv at 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. this Saturday. We'll be there.
Who's on first?
Like first? Mm-hmm. You doing like a bit?
No, who's on first? Me or you?
Me first.
So I'm on second.
Yeah.
And you're on first.
Yes. Don't try this 8-year-old joke.
The complete book to film works of Stephen King. We'll do that.
Next.
Hi. My name is Stephen King. I've written several motion pictures, but I want to tell you about a movie called Maximum Overdrive, which is the first one I've directed. Wow.
What in the dickens is going on around here?
A lot of people have directed Stephen King novels and stories. And I finally decided if you want something done right, you ought to do it yourself.
And who was driving it? I don't know.
It's coming after us!
It was my first picture as a director, and you know something? I sort of enjoyed it.
I don't know!
I just wanted someone to do Stephen King right.
You want a war? You got one. I just want to get the hell out of here.
So come and spend some time with me and my friends at the Dixie Boy. Spend some time in the dark.
Please don't let us be in the dark. Help me.
I'm gonna scare the hell out of you. And that's a promise.
You're going to get us in an awful lot of trouble, man.
We already in trouble.
Maximum terror.
Jesus coming and he is.
Maximum King.
Maybe tomorrow will be our world again.
Dino De Laurentiis presents Stephen King's Maximum Overdrive.
Of course, that's a trailer for Maximum Overdrive.
Right.
A Stephen King movie from my youth. I remember seeing that trailer.
Oh, yeah.
With Stephen King.
It was good.
The trailer of the movie.
The trailer and the truck design. I'll leave it at that.
With the Green Goblin face on the front.
That's cool, yeah. Mm-hmm. It was scary as a kid, but now it's terrible. And what a slap in the face of his previous directors. You want something done right, you got to do it yourself.
Well,
That's kind of a slap in the face, right?
I'm Stephen King.
Yeah, it's like a Thanos line.
And Emilio Estevez is in that.
Fine, I'll do it myself. Yeah. That's what he said, kind of.
Grabs the camera. The entire time, you can't tell. You can find this on YouTube. He's standing in front of the Green Goblin face. Stephen King is.
That's kind of why I teased earlier. At what point in time did we stop calling movies pictures? Because I hate that so much. I hate that a thing exists called Star Trek, the motion picture. That bothers me.
Really?
Yeah. That's dumb.
Well, they're all kind of motion pictures, really.
Yeah, but that's very literal.
Even the TV show is a motion picture.
That's very literal. That's just, you don't.
Star Trek, the talkie.
You get, even if you accept motion picture, to shorten that, call it a picture.
Yeah.
It's not a picture.
It's my first picture, and I quite enjoyed it. His line delivery is terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, he's clearly reading a script.
Right.
He even kind of stumbles.
Yeah.
And I thought, maybe I'll do it myself.
He had a small role in Maximum Overdrive, didn't he?
I think so.
Like a little peeping Tom guy or something. I remember peeping into the camera.
Maximum Overdrive made $7.40 million.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 7.40.
That's about right.
About $8 million.
Is that Emilio's first big major motion picture?
It had to be, right?
Yeah.
Let me look.
What year was that, you said?
1986.
So that was probably right before Men at Work. What was that, 1990?
Just a few years before Mighty Ducks.
What was Men at Work? 1991?
Well, hold on a second. I'll tell you.
Loaded Weapons?
Men at Work was 1990.
90, yeah.
his first credited screen appearance in a movie
Emilio.
is, well, he did The Breakfast Club before.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And St. Elmo's Fire before.
Yeah,
so,
it was
yeah,
a
this
Rat
was,
Pack.
it was
Okay.
early Emilio, but
This is when he
not-
broke. This is his post NSYNC time here. He broke
Yeah.
off to JT territory.
Uh-huh.
He's in the solo mode.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
This was right after St. Elmo's Fire
Mm-hmm.
and right before Stakeout and Young Guns.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Maximum Overdrive.
One day we'll do a complete works of Emilio Estevez.
We can do it right now if you want.
That's quite all right. We're good.
All right, so what we're going to do, though, is we're going to start with some of the TV movies. Because, and then we'll get into the motion pictures.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start with his miniseries. 1979 is the first miniseries, TV miniseries, based off a Stephen King novel, Salem's Lot. Do you remember
No.
that at all?
So I've read part of the book. I didn't know there was a miniseries. Really? Okay.
Yeah.
In 79. Wow.
1979 CBS miniseries, directed by Tobe Hooper.
Really? Wow. Not sure how I didn't know this.
And then there's not another one. They didn't do any in the 80s.
Yeah.
In 1990, the next miniseries is
I know 90.
It. The 1990 miniseries It, which, I don't know. It's hard to say what
I've
I
had
like more.
This past week, I've had a major dispute with a friend of mine about this one compared to the new one.
I can see where, depending on what age you were in 1990,
I can't.
and the impact that it would have on you.
So I can't see someone liking this one more than the original or than the remake. Sorry, I can't see it.
I don't.
I don't. Yeah, I don't understand. I can't see. This person says it wasn't as scary as the 1990 version. We'll talk about the newer one later on.
Yeah.
But this person said the 1990 version was scarier. They said Tim Curry's version of Pennywise is much more terrifying. I'm like, are we seeing the same movie? They hated this added CGI, which I thought it wasn't. I think he thought some things that weren't CGI were. He thought the new Pennywise's dancing eyes were kind of stupid, but that's the actual actor himself doing that with his own eyes. I think he was confused.
I mean, I think Tim Curry is maybe more iconic,
But it was
as
more
Pennywise,
even as a kid. I had this is
but certainly not scarier
not at all.
than the current Pennywise.
I mean, people have it's like this urban legend of how scary that movie is. Even my mom, before she showed it to me, was like, "Hey, this is very scary." And I watched it. I'm like, "This is pretty damn cheesy, actually."
Well, I mean, it was a 1990 TV movie
I know,
starring Harry Anderson.
I know, yeah, but it's down in the fathoms of scary movie vaults as one of the scariest clown movies of all time. No, it's not.
Think about this.
Yeah.
Let me put it into this perspective.
I mean, I was there. I saw it in the 90s when I was a small kid. I was that target audience.
Yeah.
And I thought it was cheesy.
It was November 18th to the 20th, 1990.
Wow.
The last episode aired the day before my birthday, 1990.
Wow.
I'm going to use characters that they've played before. So in one movie, you have Jack Tripper,
Right.
Tomboy,
Yeah.
or John Boy,
Yeah.
Tomboy,
With long hair, though, right?
John Boy from the
Little kind of-
Waltons.
little fresh 80s, kind of almost 90s ponytail going on.
Yeah. Judge Harold T. Stone from Night Court.
Yeah.
And Lana Lang from Superman 3.
Right, yeah.
All in one movie.
Pretty fun.
Yeah.
Good casting there.
John Ritter, Richard Thomas.
Yeah.
Oh, Tim Reed. I don't remember his character's name, but he was on Barney Miller. Annette O'Toole, Harry Anderson.
Even the opening Georgie scene. It's nothing compared to the new one. Nothing.
Well, no, well, that's true.
Nothing.
Compared to the new one.
I remember seeing that in the theaters, the new one. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's when they give you, like 10 minutes in, this is not your old It you saw 28 years ago.
Yeah. But I do understand. It aired on ABC over 2 nights, November 18th to the 20th, attracting 30 million viewers in its premiere.
It's a big deal.
Critics praised Tim Curry's performance as Pennywise. It won a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Achievement in Music Composition for a miniseries or special.
The way I see it, the people that appreciate, and I'm taking nothing away from Tim Curry's Pennywise, but the ones that say that movie and his performance of Pennywise is better than Bill Skarsgård's in the 2017 It as Pennywise are the same people that prefer Jack Nicholson's Joker over Heath Ledger's. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
I mean, one is clearly, pretty much opinions aside, a better performance, but those people hanging on to nostalgia won't let it go.
And that's all it is.
Yeah.
It's nostalgia and a fondness
Yeah.
for this. Do you know this was supposed to be the miniseries was originally supposed to be directed by George Romero?
Really? Interesting.
He'd signed to direct the project and then had to cancel.
It's like, so this clown's a zombie? No, George. Can't do it.
George Romero initially planned to direct it, but left due to scheduling problems. So what terrible zombie movie did he...
So in 1990, he didn't direct it, but Tom Savini directed the Night of the Living Dead remake.
Yeah.
And he was a person on the set for that, yeah.
In 1991, we got Sometimes They Come Back, based on a short story from 74. Do you remember that?
Never saw it, but saw the cover. Didn't they come back again?
Yeah, sometimes they come back a third time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like a cross between Grease and Christine.
This is a TV series, a miniseries?
It was a miniseries.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
Starring Tim Matheson.
Grease and Christine, huh?
Kind of, yeah. And it was a short story. It was based on a short story. Golden Years in 1991.
Never even heard of that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Guess what music they used?
What's that?
Golden Years by David Bowie.
Okay. I think after this massive success of it, this kind of shovelware got thrown in, huh?
Yeah.
That's what happened?
Yeah. Stephen King wrote the first 5 episodes.
Oh, wow. It's like a show, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was original screenplay just for miniseries.
Weird.
In 1993, The Tommyknockers.
Okay, yeah.
Do you remember that?
I do remember that. Yeah.
That was actually pretty good.
These were all so close and together in time.
Yeah.
It was busy those days.
Yeah, once it took off.
Yeah.
And then 1994.
There we go.
And I will say, until this is maybe redone for the big screen, this will remain perhaps my favorite Stephen King adaptation to screen.
Really?
And that is 1994's The Stand. Oh, my goodness. That is fantastic. It was 4 nights, right? Isn't it a 4-night miniseries?
3 or 4. Yeah, it was, I think, 4.
May 8th through the 12th.
I have it on DVD, and it's a lot of discs.
In 1994.
I think those nights were 3-hour nights, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 or 3.
Because it's mini discs I have of it.
From the opening scene where... Did you read The Stand?
I did. Yeah, I read that in 2008 whenever the swine flu was happening. So I started reading the book. I kid you not, within 3 weeks, swine flu hit America.
And you're
terrible
like,
time.
This is Captain Trips.
Terrible time to read that book. It was terrible.
Yeah, from the opening sequence with Don't Fear the Reaper playing underneath what you're seeing is happening at this government facility where everybody's dead. Pretty expensive miniseries to make.
Yeah.
Like $28 million in 1993 when they made it, which would be equivalent to about $50 million today. And a great cast. Gary Sinise.
Yeah, good cast.
I thought was really good. And this kind of dovetailed his appearance as Lieutenant Dan in Forrest Gump later that summer.
It was right before that, yeah.
Yeah. Molly Ringwald. This is like, whatever happened to Molly Ringwald? Like in 94? 94.
Yeah.
Like, what happened to Molly Ringwald? She hadn't been in a movie in like 5 years. Jamie Sheridan as the Dark Man. Rob Lowe steals that miniseries. He's great. Ruby Dee is good in it. Ozzie Davis. Shawnee Smith is good in it. If you've never seen Stephen King's The Stand, the miniseries, check it out because it's fantastic.
I would say it's one of his most epic books, I would say.
Yeah.
I could kind of bias, but the miniseries is great. They have multiple comic lines for it. Still to this day, I think they're putting out issues of the Stand comic.
It's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite Stephen King stories.
I know it's not
The
as
Stand.
vast, but in my head, that and The Dark Tower kind of side by side, and its epicness, just in my head.
But I'm going to tell you, and I won't spoil it, the ending of the miniseries is just like the ending of the book.
Yeah, sadly. That's kind of a going theme we'll talk about here.
Yeah. Then in 1995, you got the Langoliers, Stephen King's The Langoliers, which is about these creatures that eat time.
So I've seen Tommyknockers, haven't seen Langoliers, but for some reason I get them mixed up.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It was a short story, or I guess it was a novella written by Stephen King in the 70s. And it really is about these creatures. So basically you have to accept that for every minute that actually exists. So not only time is not an idea, it's a place. And when once every minute passed, these creatures show up and basically eliminate it, wipe it from existence. And then, but we're constantly progressing, so we don't know that with each passing minute doesn't exist anymore. But it actually did exist as a place at one point. And The Langoliers is a story about these guys, this group of people, this diverse group of people who are on board a plane that get trapped in between 2 minutes in time.
Almost Lostish.
Yeah, it's very much Lost.
Yeah.
And one of our favorites, Dean Stockwell, is in it.
Was he smoking?
Oh, yeah. The Langoliers, it's okay. It's not one of my favorites.
You remember when we were helping that person with the convention and they tried to get Dean Stockwell and one of his things in the contract, he had to have a smoking hotel room?
Yeah.
Thought that was funny.
That's hilarious. Sorry, Al Calavici. In 1997, The Shining was remade as a miniseries, and that was on one of the cable networks.
Right, yeah.
I think it was USA.
Yeah, I
Did
feel like
USA
USA,
do
yeah.
it?
I feel like USA.
And it starred the guy from Wings.
Yeah, old Wings man.
Steven Weber.
The Bad Wings.
Yeah.
What was Tom Daly? Is that his name? The good one?
Tim Daly.
Tim Daly.
Yeah.
Tim Roth? It's Tim Daly. He's the nice, the nice Wings man.
Right.
Other one's kind of a womanizer.
Right.
Long hair, cheekbones.
And he was the one that starred in the miniseries. However, like purists say,
it's closer to the book.
It's closer to the book,
right,
than a certain film that we'll be talking about here in just a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
That was 1997, and I'm just going to go through these because it's a bunch. Stop me if there's one you want to talk about. Trucks. Quicksilver Highway, 1997. Storm of the Century, 1999. Rose Red, which was another original screenplay in 2002. From 2002 to 2007, there was the Dead Zone TV series, which was actually pretty good. In 2002, there was a television adaptation of Carrie.
Oh, wow.
In 2003, or 2004, sorry, Kingdom Hospital, which was based on the miniseries The Kingdom that King wrote. In 2004, another Salem's Lot miniseries.
Wow.
2006, Desperation. In 2006, Nightmares and Dreamscapes, which was 8 stories, kind of an anthology. 2009, a second adaptation of Children of the Corn for TV. From 2010 to 2015, Haven, which was a TV series loosely inspired by characters from Stephen King novel. Bag of Bones in 2011, based on a novel from 1998. Under the Dome from 2013 to 2015, which gained a bit of a following.
Yeah, I watched it for a bit.
Yeah. How was that?
I liked it.
I haven't seen.
I watched the first few episodes of season 1, but not sure why I didn't continue. But I liked it.
Yeah. 2016, 11/22/63 for Hulu.
That was amazing.
Which I thought was really good.
That was 2 years ago already.
That was yeah.
Oh man.
Have you read 11/22/63?
No, it's a thick one.
Yeah,
it's a deepie.
I really enjoyed that. I would recommend that.
Yeah, it's great.
The Mist, which is a Spike TV series based on the book. Mr. Mercedes is still on. And then coming later this year, the Hulu original Castle Rock, which is based on many Stephen King short stories where they all interact in this place called Castle Rock.
Ah, that's what's happening, huh?
Yeah, and also in 2018, the Dark Tower TV series.
Hey, really?
Yep.
Didn't know it? Wow. Mm-hmm. Thought after that movie that would be kiboshed.
You would think. Okay, so now we're going to go through these quickly. Now, I'm getting these from vulture.com.
Mm-hmm.
These are every Stephen King movie ranked from worst to best.
All right.
So whatever one you want to stop and chat about, we will.
Let's do it.
On their list, Maximum Overdrive ranks at number 40.
That's good. That's good. I'll take that. This is every movie this?
This is every
awesome.
Stephen King movie ranked.
Okay.
This is now according to Vulture.
Uh-huh.
And I have not looked at this, so I don't know what number one is.
Let's play.
The Mangler coming in at number 39.
Never heard of that.
Of all the Stephen King adaptations, we must confess this one has our favorite title. Boy, though, this thing is ridiculous. Wow. Eventually, the Mangler develops a leg and starts chasing people. It's all terrible, but you never know. It might be your thing. Maybe you're into laundry press cosplay.
What?
It's about a laundry press. The
Really?
Mangler. Yeah. Wow. Number 38, Graveyard Shift from 1990. I remember that. Number 37, Riding the Bullet from 2004, based on the ebook.
There's one I love. I'm curious when it's going to be on here. I'll tell you when it hits. I think it'll be low, though.
You think so?
I think so.
Well, the guy that directed The Bullet, director Mick Harris, is an old King hired hand. He directed several of King's straight-to-TV movies, including The Stand and the version of The Shining that had Steven Weber.
Wow.
Yeah. Number 36, Sleepwalkers from 1992.
Never heard of that. Never heard of that.
Number 35, Silver Bullet.
Love that one.
That's actually pretty good.
That's kind of low for that. I thought that would be higher.
Number 34, Cell from 2016 with John Cusack and Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
Dolan's Cadillac from 2009.
Boom. There we go. I love Dolan's Cadillac.
Yeah?
Some Christian Slater. It's great, yeah.
This is not a documentary about a fancy American car belonging to the Knicks owner.
Mm-hmm.
Really? That's what they went with at Vulture?
Good joke there.
Though you have to admit it wouldn't be that surprising. Oh, we're sticking with this. To see this show up at an MSG some summer after.
Wow. They're going deep.
Instead, it's a slight limp crime thriller starring Christian Slater and Wes Bentley.
Mm-hmm.
Years before each faded star would make a comeback. Wow, they are really cruel at Vulture.com. Based off the old King short story that even he had probably forgotten, the movie tries to be a grindhouse schlock fest, but can barely work up the energy. This has got a brief theatrical release before zipping straight to video, and has only ever been brought up again in lists like this. Dolan's Cadillac from 2009.
It's a very strange movie. Check it out.
Here's one of my favorites that I think is a little low on this list.
Yeah.
1985's Cat's Eye.
Okay.
Which is a Stephen King anthology that stars Drew Barrymore is in one of them.
Oh, yeah.
She's in the one that has the most to do with the cat. Because it's basically a cat wanders around.
Yeah, I watched this recently, actually.
And then you see the story, like the cat interacts with all these stories. James Woods is in the one that I remember the most. It's about the guy that tries to stop smoking, so he joins the stop smoking clinic where they will torture your family if they catch you smoking.
Yeah.
It's how they convince you to stop.
So I always get this. I love them both. This and Creepshow mixed up.
Yeah.
Does this one have...
It's got the little creature that lives in the wall.
Right.
The cat fights at the end.
Yeah.
Because the little creature that lives in the wall is trying...
It's the first person view. Yeah, they're in the cage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is trying to steal basically the soul of Drew Barrymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Does this or Creepshow have... The Indian statue is Creepshow.
That's Creepshow.
The grandpa from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation also does a main voice in Nightmare Before Christmas in a wheelchair. That actor, is that Creepshow or is that Cat's Eye? Yeah, he talks like this. You wouldn't know.
That's Creepshow.
Is it Creepshow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then that's Creepshow.
That was a little more Gilbert Gottfried. But you know what I'm going with.
Yeah. Here's the quick thing. Cat's Eye. This was made back when horror anthologies were all the rage, and King was at the center of them. The gimmick here: there's one cat that connects all three stories, 2 based off Night Shift stories, and 1 written for the film by King. The biggest star at the time was Drew Barrymore, fresh off not just E.T. but also Firestarter, which will be coming up later. But the best performance in this, in the best vignette, comes from James Wood, a man who is so desperate to quit smoking he will try anything. The movie feels pretty dashed off, and it's more reminiscent of the Twilight Zone's whimsy than it is scary. But there is a cat. Cat's Eye, 1985.
There's one more I'm excited for. Well, two more.
1993, Needful Things is number 31 on this list. I like Needful Things.
Never saw that.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Ed Harris in the Needful Things. I think it's really good. Yeah. Creepshow 2 is number 30 from 1987. Which, didn't King direct one of the stories for Creepshow 2?
Probably so. He was an actor in one, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 29, The Night Flyer from 1997. Number 28, Firestarter from 1984 that stars Drew Barrymore, which is really good. Also, George C. Scott is in this movie.
Wow.
Heather Locklear is in this movie. Martin Sheen, Art Carney are all in this movie.
Art.
Hello, Art. And Firestarter was originally supposed to be directed by John Carpenter, but the studio rejected him because The Thing had flopped.
Oh, yeah. I was reading that today, actually. It was a huge, huge flop in theaters. Became like a cult classic later on. That's funny.
Number 27, Dreamcatcher from 2003.
That would be 40 for me.
Really?
Do not like that movie.
Huh.
I saw it in theaters, and I was very disappointed.
You're not a big fan of Morgan Freeman?
A lot of butt worms.
Timothy Olyphant?
A lot of butt worms.
Timothy Olyphant's in this movie.
Oh, wow. What about Tim Roth? It's a lot of butt worms.
Yeah, well,
It's dumb.
it's the Dreamcatcher.
Snow, butt worms.
Number 26, The Dark Tower from last year
Wow. That's kind of high for them.
with Matthew McConaughey
That over Dolan's Cadillac,
and
no.
Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Really?
I haven't
Have you
seen
seen
it,
it?
no, but I
haven't
heard-
seen it. Oh, here's one. And this was the very first Stephen King book I ever read.
Yeah.
I read it way too young. Clearly, my parents had never read a Stephen King book and really just thought they were cute and scary.
Yeah.
Because this is a filthy, filthy story
What's
that
that?
no 10-year-old should be reading. Number 25, 1989's Pet Sematary.
Oh, wow.
Considered by some to be King's scariest book, Pet Sematary becomes less of a quasi-moral fable and more of a traditional horror jump scare picture.
That's low to me.
Jump scare picture in the hands of director Mary Lambert.
That's low.
Mm-hmm.
Mary Lambert. What else does she direct? I'm going to look her up. That name's very familiar to me.
Number 24 from 1993, The Dark Half, directed by George Romero. During that brief period in the 80s when he wasn't making zombie movies, this is one of King's Nothing in the World is Scarier Than Life as a Writer movies. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
The Dark Half. You know what? This one's kind of high on my list, too.
Uh-huh.
I really enjoyed this. 1996 Thinner.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah. White Man from the City.
Yeah. That was good.
Yeah. The Curse of White Man from the City.
Mm-hmm.
Number 22, A Good Marriage from 2014. Based off the 2010 short story King wrote that was inspired by the BTK killer.
Wow.
Dennis, what was his name? Rader?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Number 21, No Smoking
Never heard of that?
from 2007. Remember the segment in Cat's Eye, the one with James Woods? Plays a guy who go to extremes and stop smoking?
Yeah.
Well, this is a whole movie based on
Oh,
that.
that's fun.
Number 20, another scary book. This was the second Stephen King book I read.
Yeah.
I guess I was doing the Stephen King animal stories.
Yeah.
1983's Cujo.
Ah, love Cujo. Big Cujo fan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like
You
Cujo.
love the Cujo.
I like Cujo.
Love the Cujo.
Yeah.
Number 19 on this list from 2001, Hearts in Atlantis. Never read it. Never seen it. Number 18, 2013's Carrie. Is number 18 on this
That's
list.
pretty. I haven't seen that, so I'll give it benefit of the doubt. That's pretty high.
Do you know who Stephen King wanted to play Carrie in this remake?
In 2013, I don't know.
Lindsay Lohan.
Really?
Number 17,
Wait,
2004.
in 2013, she was almost 30 by then, right?
Yeah, well,
I guess
well, yeah.
Spacek wasn't much younger.
Yeah, it's true. Number 17, Secret Window from 2004.
Ah, I kind of forgot that was Stephen King.
Children of the Corn from 1984.
He's done so much stuff. You
I
kind of
know.
forget, really do.
This was the first Stephen King theatrical movie I saw. Was 1983's Christine, which is really good.
So never saw that because that doesn't appeal to me.
Really?
I know we have
But it's
friends,
a John Carpenter movie.
we have friends that are in love, but the idea of like a haunted car really does not sell me.
Yeah, it's more of the story of the kid.
That just sounds like an Are You Afraid of the Dark episode that lasts 30 minutes I would hate.
Imagine a kid that gets picked on, finds a magical car that makes him cool, and then ultimately he's the bad guy. That's Christine in a nutshell. Yeah, and John Carpenter directed. John Carpenter directs a Stephen King story.
That's good. Yeah, it's a good combo.
1999's The Green Mile
Nice.
is next on this, which is
a good one.
really good.
Yeah.
Did you read any of that?
Not that one, no.
No, I never read The Green Mile.
No.
I never read. Oh, what was the series of books he did after The Green Mile?
I don't know.
Maybe it was The Dark Tower. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. 1998's At Pupil. Have you seen that?
Nope.
Bryan Singer. 2012, or excuse me, number 12 is 2007's The Mist. That's number 12.
That's terrible.
We're getting pretty high. Did you watch The Mist?
Yeah. It was a sad ending. It was.
I mean, this version of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Had Thomas Jane.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Did you ever see it or read it or anything? Yeah.
I saw the original Mist.
Okay. I can't remember if that one.
I haven't seen
So I've seen
2007.
that, but it's one of those sad, almost Romeo and Juliet kind of stories that the father pretty much has to like kill his whole family in mercy before the mist and the fog catches up to them.
Right.
And he does that, and then the mist goes away and they get saved, but it's just him that he just killed his family. It's him screaming to the sky. Pretty much an I Am Fortune's Fool moment.
Oh, I've had a nickel for every time I've seen that story. Of course, Frank Darabont directed this, who brought us The Walking Dead to television.
Oh, yeah. You should have stopped there.
Okay, now we're getting into this is number 11.
The goodies.
So according to Vulture.com, these are the best of the best of Stephen King movies. Dolores Claiborne at number 11 from 1995. Kathy Bates.
I forgot that was him.
Yeah.
I saw that.
All right. Here we go. Top 10.
Yeah.
1987's The Running Man.
That's him?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Short story.
That doesn't seem King-ish at all. Wow.
Yeah. Arnold.
Wow.
The
That
Running
movie
Man.
sucks, though, to be honest. And it's Arnold, it's funny, we laugh, but in actuality, it kind of sucks.
Richard Dawson's really good
even
in
Dawson can't save it.
I think Richard Richard Dawson saves that movie. You know what? I agree with this because I think this is one of the more underrated Stephen King films. 1408 with John Cusack.
I never saw that.
I love that movie.
Really? Mm-hmm. How recent is this list? Is it pretty up to date?
Yeah, it's pretty up to date.
Yeah, okay.
Number 8 on this list is last year's It.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's only 8 on this list. Let's talk about last year's It a little bit.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Really enjoyed it.
I just watched it again a few days ago.
You should go see it.
I love it.
If you haven't seen it, you should watch it.
Let's watch it again. It holds up. I mean,
It holds up a year.
I don't know, but I mean,
Takes me right back to when I saw
that
it.
friend of mine says he doesn't like it. It's no good.
Who is this friend?
We have mutual friends. Same guy, but I think it's fantastic. For me, it's number one, and it's not. I don't think it's a newness thing. I think it is without a doubt the best one.
It would be in my top 10.
I think for me personally, it's my favorite, and in my opinion, the best made horror movie in at least 15 years. At least. I can't think of one in the past 10, 15 years that is better than that. I can't think of it.
Well, I think it really put an accent on the fact that perhaps we're entering into a new age of really good horror movies.
Yeah.
And I think we'll see that continue.
Yeah.
Because there's been some good stuff coming out.
Yeah.
I think James Wan is to thank for part of that.
Yeah.
And I like Bill Skarsgård as
Yeah.
Pennywise.
He's great.
Well,
I'm curious about chapter 2 here. We'll see.
Number 7 on this list, Stand By Me from 1986.
It's a good one. That's very good.
River Phoenix.
Yeah.
Corey Feldman.
Probably the worst.
Jerry O'Connell.
The
Will
worst
Wheaton.
cinematic vomit scene ever.
Yeah.
That's the worst one, right?
Directed by Meathead. Yeah, it's pretty bad vomit.
That or a Problem Child 2. They're both pretty rough. They both get me. They scarred me as a kid.
But yeah, Rob Reiner directs a Stephen King movie. Stand By Me.
Not bad.
Number 6. Again, I would put this pretty high on mine. Creepshow. From 1982.
Yeah. I think I know what number 1 is.
Yeah, I think I know what number 1
I think I know. Now this is happening.
Who all directed stuff in Creepshow?
Romero did 1.
Yeah, King did 1.
King did 1. I'm not sure who else.
Was it just George Romero and Stephen King?
So I think it was just Romero, but Stephen King wrote it. We can look
He
it up.
directed every one?
I think so. Let me look up the internet here. I'll look up the Google.
I think maybe Stephen King directed at least one of the stories.
No, directed by Romero.
He directed all of them.
Screenplay by Stephen King, yeah.
Wow. Number 5 on this list, and see, this is one that is okay, but would not be in my top 10. Misery from 1990. It's good,
Yeah.
but it's not, it's
You would
not.
put 1408 above that?
I put 1408
Really?
above that. Yep.
Really?
1408 is really good.
Yeah.
Number 4, Shawshank Redemption from 1994.
Well, another article I read, that was a big flop in theaters.
Oh, it really was.
Yeah.
It was TBS showing it week after week after week.
Yeah, but now it's huge. It's a big deal.
Shawshank Redemption might be my top 3.
Really?
Yeah.
It's one of those. It's in the Christine, man. I can't do it. I've tried to watch that and I just get bored. I fall asleep.
I love Christopher Walken in this one. 1983's The Dead Zone.
Oh, that's number 3?
Yeah, on this list.
What in the world?
Have you seen The Dead Zone?
No.
You should watch it.
Wow. I just never knew that was love so much. Didn't know that.
Yeah. He can see the future with
Yeah.
the touch. You can see someone's future.
Yeah.
And then he did a parody of it on Saturday Night Live. Was it the Trivial Psychic?
Really?
Where he would like shake hands. He'd be like, and he'd be having the vision like he did in The Dead Zone. He's like, "You're going to get an ice cream. You're going to eat it too fast.
It's terrible.
You're going to get an ice cream headache."
He's funny for not being good. What a life. To be terrible at your job and people love you for it. Imagine
Christopher Walken.
Imagine doing a terrible job at your job, but
Well,
people think you're the
some
best.
say I do.
But people think you're the best because
But
of
I keep getting promoted.
Yeah, nice, huh?
Number 2 on this list is Carrie from 1976.
Yep. My number one would have thought was number one. I really love Carrie.
Yeah, that's a
I
good
told
one.
you in film school, Brian De Palma, the director of this movie, came and spoke to us and told us all the behind-the-scenes jazz about Carrie.
If you got to meet Sissy Spacek,
Uh-huh.
what would you talk to her more about?
That or Coal Miner's Daughter?
Yeah.
Carrie, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, Carrie's good. And number 1 on this list, what's the only one we haven't said?
Shining.
The Shining from
Yeah.
1980. Directed by Stanley Kubrick. Which, you know, they are doing a sequel to.
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Is it Jack grown up now or little
Yeah.
Danny? Sorry,
Danny.
Danny's
yeah,
grown
it's
up.
Danny,
Yeah.
Danny, what is it? I can't remember
Torrance?
the name of
The name of the, I can't remember. I saw that recently, actually.
Yeah, and so, and who's been cast to play
I saw
older
that too.
Danny?
I've forgotten.
Can you,
Yeah.
will you look that up on your
Yeah.
computer?
We'll check it out.
So there you have it, the complete book to film works of Stephen King. We did TV, we did movies. I think recently, it hit that iconic point that stuff like The Stand and the original It miniseries, Christine, Misery. I don't know if it's quite in the Shining category yet.
Dr. Sleep is the name of it.
Yep.
Ewan McGregor.
Ewan
Danny
McGregor.
Torrance,
Yeah. I think that's an interesting cast for that.
Yeah. I'm curious.
Last year at Universal Halloween Horror Nights, they had a Shining haunted house.
Oh, yeah.
That was good.
I remember you telling about that. What is your number one, though?
My number one,
Yeah.
my personal number one,
Yeah.
just film. Let me look back through here. I can tell you the top 3 for
Okay.
sure. Shawshank Redemption. Last year's It. I don't think I would put The Shining in my top.
Really?
I mean, 1408. That's going to be the top 3.
Really?
Yeah.
I would pretty much agree with them. I would put last year's It as number 1, Shining is 2, Carrie is 3.
Yeah.
I would go that route. I like Carrie a lot.
Yeah. Carrie is good and iconic. Well, tell us your favorite Stephen King
Yeah.
films. Let us know.
Social media, at Adam and JP across the board. Check it out. Let us know. Pet Sematary is good too, though. I don't know.
Pet Sematary is good.
Yeah.
And creepy.
Yeah. Good and creepy.
Is Edward Furlong in the first Pet Sematary or the second one?
Second one.
And that's not even on here because it
it
wasn't written. or
Same
based.
director, but not Stephen King written.
Yeah, check us out at adamandjp.com,
Yeah.
facebook.com/adamandjp. If you're listening to this the Friday this comes out, join us tomorrow at
Do it. BlameYourBrother.tv.
BYOBTV.
Not that. BlameYourBrother.tv, BYBpod.com. Live stream, 24-hour podcast, 2 p.m., 3 p.m., myself and JP at Saturday. Do it. It'll be
Show
fun.
him some love tonight when
Yeah.
you get started.
Oh, yeah. 8 p.m. to 8 p.m. Go check them out. Tell them we sent you
We'll be there at 8 p.m.
on BlameYourBrother.tv. Check them out and just say we sent you.
Can we communicate with them? Or are they going to have it set up where we
Yeah,
can...
they have it set. You can read the chat. Yeah.
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 Okay. If I can remember.
Yeah.
If I'm not eating Mexican food
Yeah.
or watching Live PD.
I thought about drinking before. I've never done like a podcast kind of lit. I don't mean that.
At 2 o'clock in the afternoon?
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
I guess.
Doesn't that line actually mean something somewhere?
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, I mean, yeah, we'll leave it at that. We've both, partaken earlier than that, 2 p.m.
What?
That's okay. That's okay.
I don't know what you're talking about. Quickly before we go, once
Yeah.
again, Peter Cullen. What a nice guy, right?
That was awesome, yeah.
Wasn't that cool?
Yeah, that was a normal guy.
I know, to just sit and chat
Yeah.
with us
In a bar, yeah. What? Tell me this, though. What was he drinking? What is Optimus Prime's drink of choice?
It looked like it was just kind of like a gin and tonic.
Okay, I know he's like a beer guy or like a whiskey on the rocks or like a mixed drink. I wasn't sure.
It was it was clear, so it was either I think it was gin and tonic.
Yeah.
I think that's what he was having
Nice.
because it looked like it might even have been a little mint on top of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fancy.
And the audio turned out way better.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be honest with you. It was really hard to hear because it was
Really?
a very tiny bar. The bar was smaller than where we are now, which you have no context if you're listening to this, but imagine a bar, well, roughly the size of this garage that we're in.
Yeah.
That's where we recorded. And you could hear them mixing drinks and stuff behind us. It was super loud.
Huh. Turned out well, yeah.
And then, we hung around for a little while. There were some other fans there that weren't there for the convention. But as soon as Peter Cullen walked in the bar, all of a sudden they were 12 again.
That's awesome.
It was really cool.
That's cool.
They got weepy talking to him.
Really?
Could have been the booze.
Yeah. Is that what he was talking about? The kind of emotions he just had recently?
No, that was after that interview.
Because it seemed like something just happened fairly recently before that interview.
I think
like a moment or I don't know.
I think he was overwhelmed by the amount of people that he met that day, because clearly he had the largest line.
Really?
And there were some big names there.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't expect that at that show.
Yeah, when his autograph line started, it took a long time.
Really?
For him to get through the autograph line.
Wow.
And of course, they cut it off.
Yeah.
But even at cutting it off, I think his autograph session was like 3 hours.
Wow.
There were a lot of people.
That's cool.
It was like, if you were going to split the convention up, not half, but in that hall. Uh-oh. What was that?
I'm not so sure. That's a new one.
That sounded important. But it seemed like in that hall, like half the people were in his line.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. But there's some really cool people. Jonathan Frakes.
Right, yeah.
I got to chat with him for a little while. Cassandra, he was Riker on Star Trek The Next Generation. Cassandra Peterson.
Yeah.
Elvira.
You saw Elvira?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Me and Elvira talked for a long time.
Man.
I felt bad. She had like an eye infection. It was like hanging out with you.
Is that why she had the glasses on?
That's why she had the glasses on.
I was checking her Insta all weekend. Her
Yeah.
Insta. And she had glasses
That's
on
why
the
she
whole
didn't do the Elvira gimmick.
Really?
Yeah. That's why she wasn't dressed as Elvira.
Oh, man.
Because she boarded the plane to come to Fanboy Expo, realized she had like an eye infection. While we were chatting, she was on the phone with her doctor trying to get something sent to a pharmacy there.
But the whole every picture she had glasses on. I'm like, that's weird. Just her in street clothes and glasses.
Uh-huh. Yeah. But she was a trooper. She
Yeah.
came through. It's so nice.
Yeah.
It was not what I was expecting in talking to Elvira.
You thought she would be a diva?
No, I didn't think she would be a diva. I just thought it would be a different experience.
Yeah. If I wanted to go, that was the main reason I was going to Fanboy, to see Elvira.
She was just very pleasant. I was blown away at how pleasant Cassandra Peterson, Jonathan Frakes, and Peter Cullen were. Just pleasant, nice people.
That's a good thing about Fanboy. They seem to get nice guests.
Yeah.
And if they're not nice, I feel like they don't come back. The first year I went, they had the big deal set up with John Ratzenberger.
Yeah.
Seemed kind of jerky. I haven't seen him since.
Yeah. Jonathan Frakes and I talked about trombone playing.
Oh, nice.
Talked about
Was he clean shaven or a beard?
He had a beard.
I like a beard Riker.
White beard.
What? White beard Riker.
White beard Riker. White hair, white beard.
I'm a beard Riker kind of guy.
Yeah.
I don't like clean shaven Riker.
Yeah. He had the beard.
Good.
We talked about trombone playing. Trombone player Jack Teagarden. And Glenn Miller.
Wow.
It was fun.
But Elvira, she was there, huh?
But Elvira was there. But
Since I was a small boy, I loved her.
Yeah, well, who hasn't?
Yeah.
And then to just be able to chat with her.
Yeah, it's weird.
Was just really surreal.
I mean, she dated Elvis, for God's sake.
I know.
She's legendary.
I know. Because all that kept while I was chatting with her, I just kept thinking about, this is probably one of the celebrities that I have been aware of probably my entire life.
Yeah.
I don't remember a time that I wasn't aware of Elvira.
And not to be that guy, but she still looks very good, like naturally good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then this last week, for the first time, I met John Schneider, who portrayed Bo Duke on The Dukes of Hazzard and was Jonathan Kent on Smallville. And once again, super nice guy.
Nice.
Spent an hour with him and just really nice. And I'm like, I've been so lucky in the last week. Every celebrity I've run into has been super nice. So it kind of washes away.
The dirt curse.
Maybe the dirt curse is slowly being washed away.
It's almost time we can talk about that. It's almost time.
How much of a douchebag Dirk Benedict is? See, I wish I could met Dwight Schultz.
Yeah.
Because everybody said Dwight Schultz was really nice, but I
hear.
didn't get to meet him.
Yeah. I'm curious what his thought on Dirk is.
Probably he's a douchebag.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I would like to ask him that. So
That,
on the set.
That Hannibal cutout was kind of weird, though. little bit borderline creepy.
Hannibal cut out
see that?
in the 18 band.
Yeah.
Well, there was a BA one on the other side.
Yeah. At least he's alive.
Yeah, that's
Makes a
true.
little more sense. He's in the passenger seat, too, with this big stogie.
I know.
Like, ugh.
There's a dead guy in the van. But yeah, doing that interview with Peter Cullen was the highlight of my weekend. for
Nice.
sure. Well, hey, we've gone an hour and a half,
That
so we
is a
should
long
probably
episode,
end.
yeah.
And we have to do another episode.
No big deal.
Check us out online at adamandjp.com. We done all that already?
Kind of Facebook.com/AdamandJP,
Yeah,
Patreon.com/podcast.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
BYOB.
Yeah. BlameYourBrother.tv. Check it out. Saturday, 2 p.m., 3 p.m. Watch it.
I'm Jay Patrick. That's Adam.
We've been eating a lot of podcast roll.
This has been a production of the Adam and JP family of on-demand talk radio.
AdamandJP.com.
Right now.